Yeah, I think when we look at as a group and as a unit, the biggest things that we had to do was to get ready, not only physically, but it was important that as a defensive staff that we looked at a few opponents as we got going.
I guess, what are kind of your expectations for this group of guys? Kind of still learning this new scheme and kind of trying to put their stamp on it.
The expectation is for us to get 1% better every day, to see guys grow, and frankly to see some young guys emerge that are going to have to be big contributors this fall.
How much did you learn throughout the course of the spring about what you had personnel-wise and now able to apply that as you get ready to go into preseason?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at evaluating personnel, I mean, it started back in January when we went back and watched the film, and now with an opportunity for us to go forward, we feel like we got a great grasp of who we are personnel-wise, and now it's the challenge for us as a staff to put these guys in great position.
Coach Rudzinski, Jermaine Farrell, WFXR in Roanoke. For you personally, what does this time of the year mean to you?
Yeah, when you look at this time of year, it's a rebirth, and when you look at the seasons of the year, it's that spring as we jump into this next cycle. We're continually working, but now it's time for us to showcase who we are as a football program.
Coach, Lane Casadate with CBS 6 down in Richmond. Going off of Damon's question, when you looked at the film in January, what we see and what you see are two completely different things. When you look at it, what are one or two of the things that jump off at you and say, okay, this is what we can fix, this is what we can make better?
Yeah, I think, as far as the thing that we're going to do, and we're going to do a great job of, is we're going to be physical. When we talk about our physicality, which again is going to come down to block destruction and our ability to tackle, and if we can do those two things really, really well, the schematic part will take care of itself.
Last week down in Charlotte, there are a lot of good quarterbacks down there in the ACC, especially this year. Kind of, as you were looking ahead at some of the opponents, just kind of what stands out about the challenge about defending these ACC offenses?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is I can't tell my wife how good these ACC quarterbacks are, because they know that, my wife will know the challenge that I have. But I tell you what, you cross this league, and the ACC is known for the quality of quarterback play. And the great thing is I tell you what, we play against one of the very best in the country here when we go to practice every day. And so we're fortunate to be able to train with that right quarterback and put ourselves in a position here this fall to compete at a really high level.
Is there a position group that kind of excites you right now, just kind of the guys we have there?
I say our defensive unit excites me. The opportunity to work with each and every one of these guys is special, and then each position group has their own identity, and we've got great leadership, not only from the guys that you'd expect, but from a lot of young guys that are excited to show how productive they can be.
What do you kind of expect out of this edge group? Because, the past couple of years it's been a struggle, getting pressure on the quarterback. What have you seen from those guys, Chico Bennett, Mike Green? I know y'all brought in Cam Butler too, so kind of what do you see for those guys?
Yeah, I tell you what, you see tremendous potential, and we see a great group that has worked all summer long, and that also for those guys that were with us in the spring, did a great job of demonstrating how important football is, and how important it is to be, here at the University of Virginia.
How much are you looking forward to seeing those grad transfers on the field now, and how they can kind of augment what you guys started on in the spring?
Yeah, and it's like any new class, anytime someone's returning. And the same thing with a new recruiting class. It's fun to see who you are as a football team, because it's really our first opportunity to be together as a unit, which, you get to find out what your identity is.
Coach, can I follow up on that pressure question? Kind of talk to me about your philosophy in terms of utilizing other personnel to pressure a quarterback as opposed to being base?
Yeah, I think, it all starts with playing great base defense, and then, what we got to do is we got to put the best 11 on the field. And so when we look at the diversity of what we'll do, will be dictated by how can we put the best 11 on the field for that situation. And you know what, if that's the same 11 every snap, then we're going to keep the same 11 out there. And if there's situations where we can get other guys on the field to be super productive, then we'll get those guys on.